If you're spending your nights watching another N8N tutorial, learning the next tool, waiting until you feel ready to start reaching out to businesses, I need you to stop. Because what I'm about to tell you is going to change the way that you think of your entire business model as a builder. Anthropic just released Claude Dispatch. And by the end of this video, I'm going to show you why this tool makes one specific skill more valuable than everything you've learned in AI automation combined. It's not what you think. And it's the reason I was able to go from $50,000 a year at a marketing job to over $100,000 a year with my AI automation consultancy. But first, let me explain what this thing actually does. And honestly, most people are going to completely miss this. They're going to see Claude Dispatch and think, oh cool, another AI tool, and then go back to building workflows that no one will pay for. Don't be that person. I help builders and freelancers become high-ticket AI consultants that close four-figure projects and retainers and build scalable businesses. And if you want to land your first or next AI client, you can take part in the 4-week challenge inside of my free school community of like-minded people, where you'll find a free course that's honestly better than most paid courses out there, and you'll get direct one-on-one access to me for whatever questions you may have. The link is down below. Now let's dive in. All right, so before I show you the 10 things that you can sell with this today, and I mean literally today, no building required, let me explain what Claude Dispatch actually is. Because once you understand this, everything else clicks. Here's what it does in plain English. It lets you text Claude from your phone and have it do work on your computer while you're away. Let that sink in for a second. You could be at dinner. You could send Claude a message that says, go through my inbox, check for anything that's important, and then draft replies. And when you get home, boom, it's done. Or find 20 leads in this niche, enrich them, add them to my spreadsheet, and then send them a cold email. Done. This is not theoretical. This is not some demo that only works in a controlled environment. People are doing this right now. I literally posted my last school post from Claude Dispatch from my phone while I was away from my computer. And here's why I think you should care deeply about this. Probably more than any other tool released this year. Because if you're like most builders that I talk to, you've been stuck in this loop. You learn a new tool, you build something cool, you tell yourself, once I master this, then I'll start reaching out to businesses. But that day never comes. You're lying awake at 3 a.m. wondering if you're actually going to be able to make this work. Meanwhile, other people are landing $5,000 a month clients, and you're still sitting at your desk tweaking a workflow that nobody asked for. Does it sound familiar? So what I'm about to tell you is going to flip that entire script. And it has nothing to do with learning another tool. Okay, so here's the shift, and it's the most important thing that I'm going to say in this entire video. So if you're multitasking, come back to me for this part. It's more important to understand a business's problems than it is to know how to build an N8N workflow. I'm going to say that again because you really need to hear it. It's more important to understand a business's problems than it is to understand how to build anything. You don't need to be a builder anymore. You need to be a problem finder. And I know what you're thinking. Lindsay, I've spent months learning N8N. I've built workflows. I know how to do this stuff. Are you saying that doesn't matter? Here's the thing. A year ago, I was making $50,000 a year doing marketing for an insulation company. My boss mentioned ChatGPT a few times, and I had never really used it, which is embarrassing, I know. I remember checking my bank account before buying groceries. I remember feeling depressed because I knew this job was a dead end, and it wasn't going to help me reach my goals. But because AI was a priority for my boss, I made it a priority. I went down the rabbit hole. I found mentors. I learned how to build AI agents with N8N. I learned how to position myself. And within 9 months, I had made over $100,000 as an AI consultant. $6,000 projects, $5,000 monthly retainers. But here's the truth about that journey. And this is the skill that I mentioned at the beginning. The building was never really the hard part. Finding the businesses with the problems, that was the hard part. Getting on calls, that was the hard part. Understanding what they actually needed, that was the hard part. The tools were always the easy part, and they just got even easier. Now let me show you exactly why this changes everything, and why most builders are about to get left behind, while a small group of people who understand this will clean up. Think about what Claude Dispatch actually means. Before, you needed to know how to wire up an N8N workflow. You needed to understand webhooks, API calls, authentication, error handling. You needed to chain nodes together in exactly the right order. That took time. That took skill. That was your competitive advantage. And now, Claude can just do it on your computer while you're away. So let me ask you a serious question. If the building becomes commoditized, if anyone can have an AI agent execute tasks on their machine, what's the actual skill that matters? It's knowing what to build. It's knowing which problems are worth solving. It's being the person who can walk into a business, understand their pain better than they understand it themselves, and say, here's what you need. That's consulting. That's what I've been teaching from day one. And Claude Dispatch just made it 10 times more relevant. Okay, so now let me give you something that you can actually use. I'm gonna walk you through 10 things that you could sell today using Claude Dispatch. No complex builds, no integration nightmares. And number 7 is the one that most people overlook, but it's probably the easiest one to sell on this entire list. And before I start, I want you to actually pick one of these. Don't just watch this like entertainment. Pick one, because by the end of this video, you should know exactly which one you're going to go sell. Number 1 is inbox triage and drafting replies. You position this as an AI executive assistant. Claude opens Gmail, reads threads, labels what's important, and then drafts replies. You're selling founders back 2 hours of their day. That's it. No integration, no webhook. Claude just does it. Number 2, lead research and enrichment. This is an AI SDR assistant. Claude looks up companies, pulls info, builds lead sheets. You know that cold outreach system that you've been trying to perfect? This makes it 10 times easier. And you can sell this to any business that does outbound, recruiters, agencies, consultants. Now, numbers 3 through 5 are what I like to call the messy business offers. These are for companies that have tools everywhere, but no clean systems. And trust me, that's most of them. Number 3 is repetitive browser workflows, logging into tools, copying data between tabs, submitting forms. This replaces so many N8N builds. You can literally sell no integration automation to businesses that have tools all over the place but no clean data. Number 4, social media posting. Claude logs into platforms, uploads content, schedules posts. You position this as a content system for creators. If you're in the creator niche, and I'm sure many of you are, this is a no-brainer. Number 5, updating spreadsheets. Adds rows, cleans data, calculates metrics. You can sell this as KPI dashboards without integrations. Think about businesses that track everything manually in Google Sheets, but hate updating them. Okay, now here's where it gets interesting. Numbers 6 and 7 are what I call the front desk offers. And these can be bundled together into a single productized service that basically sells itself. Number 6, booking and calendar management. Finds availability, books meetings, and sends confirmations. Bundle this with an AI voice agent and you've got yourself a full AI front desk offer. Number 7, support ticket management. This is the one that I said that most people overlook. Claude reads tickets, drafts replies, and escalates edge cases. You're selling customer support automation without needing API access. That's huge for businesses that are on legacy platforms that don't play nice with N8N. And here's the thing, support is a pain in the butt for almost every small business. They're drowning in tickets. They don't want to hire more people. And they've been told that automation is too complicated for their setup. You can walk in and say, I can solve this without touching your existing systems. That's an easy yes. Numbers 8, 9, and 10 are what I call revenue accelerators. These directly impact a business's ability to make money, which means that they're easiest to justify higher prices. Number 8, project management updates. Moves tasks, assigns people, updates statuses. Sell this to agencies drowning in operational chaos. And trust me, they're all drowning. I've seen the inside of a few agencies and it's not pretty. Number 9, prospecting and outreach. Claude finds leads. Claude sends emails. This is literally autonomous cold email. Your outreach system, it becomes hands-off. Number 10, course and community management. Claude replies to comments, organizes posts, flags issues. Yes, including school. This post was literally published with Claude Dispatch, so yes, it works. Now here's the part that actually matters, because you could have all 10 of these offers dialed in, and it won't mean anything unless you understand this next piece. The key is go talk to businesses, find their problems, and solve them. That's it. That's the whole game. I keep saying this because I need you to actually hear it. Knowing how to have conversations with prospects is infinitely more powerful than knowing how to build something. And I know that this hits different for a lot of you because you got into this because you love building. You love the technical side. Talking to people, selling, that feels uncomfortable. maybe even gross. But here's the truth. You could be the best builder in the world and still be broke. Or you can be a decent builder who knows how to find problems and communicate solutions and make six figures. Let me give you an analogy. Think of it like a doctor. There are two types of doctors. Dr. A asks you questions. What are your symptoms? When did this start? What makes it worse? And then Dr. A prescribes based on what you told them. Dr. B walks in, doesn't ask anything, and just hands you random medication because they saw it on ChatGPT. Who do you want? Dr. A, obviously. And that's what you need to become. You need to become the person that asks better questions than anyone else, who understands the business's problems better than they do, who can say, based on what you've told me, here's what I recommend. That's consulting. That's how you command $5,000, $6,000, $10,000 for a project. Now, I know exactly what some of you are thinking right now, so let me address it directly before we wrap up. Lindsay, this sounds great, but I don't have any clients yet. How am I supposed to find these businesses? How am I supposed to get on calls? Here's the thing. I didn't have any clients when I first started either. I was sitting in that insulation company feeling like my life was going nowhere. And then I built something for my boss, a simple AI system, and I documented the results. That was my proof. One real-world business problem, one real solution, one measurable result. From there, I got my next client, a family farm, then a real estate lead gen company, then an accountant, then a business coach. One by one. You don't need 100 clients, you need one. Then you need to document it, and then you need to do it again. And with tools like Claude Dispatch, the delivery is going to get easier every single day. The bottleneck is not, can I build this? The bottleneck is, can I find someone who needs this? That's the skill. That's what I teach in my coaching program. That's what separates builders who make $50 an hour from consultants who close 4 and 5 figure projects. So here's my challenge to you. Stop learning and start talking. Pick one of those 10 things that I just listed. Find a business that has that problem. Get on a call. Ask questions, understand their pain, and then tell them, I can solve this. You don't need to know every tool. You don't need to master every platform. You need to master the conversation. That's the skill that I mentioned at the very beginning, the one that made me over 100K in 9 months. Not N8N, not Claude, not any tool. The ability to understand what people actually need and communicate how you can help them to get it. Because the tools keep on getting easier, the skill that matters is understanding what people actually need. If you want to land your first or next AI client, you can take part in the 4-week challenge that's inside my free school community of like-minded people, where you'll find a free course that's honestly better than most paid courses out there, and you'll get direct one-on-one access to me for whatever questions you may have. The link is down below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.